One of the reasons why I actually looked at this was because I'd worked within the Mi'kmaq community and have worked in the Mi'kmaq community for a number of years. And there was this older generation of Mi'kmaq leaders. They sort of had this doggedness about the treaties. They said, you know, the treaties are important to us, right? And I saw that, yeah, there's something special here, right? There's really something interesting here. So the book is called The Colonization of Mi'kmaq Memory and History, 1794 to 1928, The King versus Gabriel Sylliboy. And this book was published by the University of Toronto Press in 2012 and recently won what is called the Sir John A. Macdonald Prize. It's also awarded a Governor General's Award for Scholarly Achievement. The book is given this prize as the best book published in 2012 on Canadian history. The book is about this one man in a court case which occurred in Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia in 1927-1928. His name is Gabriel Sylliboy, and he was at that time the Grand Chief of the Mi'kmaq people of Atlantic Canada. He was charged with trapping out of season. It's a time period when their territory and what they've historically done and their usage of common resources is being undermined. So by the early part of the 20th century, people like the Mi'kmaq are getting upset, and they say, well, this isn't right. We want to be able to fish a little, we want to be able to hunt a little, trap during closed season, and that's illegal according to provincial statutes. And Gabriel Sylliboy is trapping muskrats. He says, well, actually I have a right to do that. And the reason why I have a right is because I have a treaty, my people signed a treaty with the British colonial government in the 18th century. You know, this is what my parents and grandparents said to me about this treaty. They said, you know, we could hunt wherever we wanted to. We could fish wherever we wanted to. We could sell this wherever we wanted to. Yeah, but this treaty was signed in the 18th century. We're not capable, our brain is not capable of remembering everything that happens on any single day. And we don't remember everything our parents tell us. Right? So what I ask is, well, why did this generation of men, why did they remember the treaty? There had to be a reason within each generation to actually say these things to their children. So what I do is I trace that memory of the treaty from the 18th century down to 1928, and I conclude that as historical epochs change, people's memory, what they say they remember, changes with each generation. And the reserves in Nova Scotia are not very good. They're not very good farming land. And oftentimes, most communities just didn't have enough land to support a growing community of families. So what happened by the late 19th century is you get a rising infant and child mortality. So this generation of men, I argue, are living through a time period when their children are dying in greater numbers than non-Aboriginal people. And that's a problem. Because when people see, I don't care who they are, when they see their kids dying, they get upset. And so what I say is, well, that's why they remember it. They didn't have enough land, they couldn't support their families, their children are dying, their families are diminishing in number, and the non-Aboriginal population is growing. And so they remember the treaty because it provides them at least something to hold on to, that they can use to protect themselves against what they see is an overriding attempt by non-Aboriginal governments to assimilate and really undermine and destroy their communities.